Okay, today I'm going to talk about worry, how to stop worrying. If there's one thing that my patients are always worried about, the problem that they come with almost all the time is that they worry too much. Everything becomes a worry. And what can we do about that? First of all, it is to see that we have been trained to worry. One thing can be that we are naturally worriers. There's no reason to be ashamed that you're worrying a lot, because that's a lot of the problems for people who say that they have anxiety, is that they blame themselves so much for worrying. Worry is natural. Almost all people, unless they're total psychopaths, they will say that if they get the free moment, they will usually think about something negative. They will usually worry in this free time. The reason for this is that warriors are the ones who survive, or at least the ones who survived in previous times. They were the ones who in the Stone Age were worried enough to collect enough food for the winter. They had furs, they had a cave to live in, they knew where their kids were, they knew that the kids hadn't gone to the bear, they knew where the bear was, etc. So, worrying is a survival skill. It's something that you need in order to survive in the Stone Age. Now, in our modern age, maybe there are not that many things to worry about, but still it has certain advantages. People who worry a lot are usually the ones who pay their bills on time, who don't get stuck in bad weather without anywhere to go, etc., etc. A lot of things that are better for people who worry. So, worrying is quite natural. If you ask people, on average, people will say that they worry around 55 minutes per day. Okay, so that's normal. First of all, you don't have to beat yourself up if you don't worry more than 55 minutes per day. So now there are different principles that are good for worrying. The first is called ACT, Acceptance and Commitment Therapy. That means that when you notice that you're starting to worry, say, I know that train of thought, I'm not going to continue with that, because I know it leads nowhere. I've paid my bills, I've done everything I can. Now to worry about that something could happen to my child during the weekend when I can't do anything about it is absolutely useless. Okay, so noticing that it's useless, you can accept it and say, it's normal. I know it's part of my genetic makeup to worry. That's why I'm alive, because my forefathers worried during the Stone Age. Okay, so I just have to accept it that it's a normal part of life and it makes me pay my bills. Okay, but then you say, but now my only mission is to use my time for something that I think is valuable. And you start with a valuable activity. You don't just try to think positive, try to think positive thoughts. You actually do something that you think is positive. A good idea can be do something that soaks up a bit of intellectual energy, like reading a book, listening to a podcast, talking to somebody, learning something new, doing something with your hand, making something. Okay, so recognize that you're starting to worry, accept it as a normal part of life without flogging yourself about it, and then starting a positive activity. So that's ACT.